Hello everybody and welcome back to the Nascar Heat 5 Career Mode series. Today we are here at Kansas Speedway and it is going to be a juicy one here for the Hollywood Casino 400. We are going to be starting 28th and kicking off the round of 8 here today. We somehow made it into the round of 8 after the last race at the Roval. We ended up 5th. It was an absolute tragedy, but you know, we move forward. Keselowski is on pole for today's race after he got eliminated in the round of 8, probably due to help of us spinning him out, unfortunately. But yeah, we want to move on from that, and you know, obviously we made it through, so we can hold our heads high and go into this race and do our best here and start this round of 8 positively. We're gonna have to do a lot of work because we are already 18 points below the cut line coming into today's race. But as you can see in the stories of the race here, Kyle Busch and Kevin Harvick, two big dogs here in the league, going to be starting at the back. So we're going to have two of our fiercest and biggest competitors in the season starting at the back as we start from 2060. Green flag is underway here at Kansas. The Hollywood Casino 400 is underway, and hopefully this Kansas race can go better than the one earlier this season where Austin Dillon spun out from the bottom lane, went up to the high into the track and hit the wall, and then I plowed into him with nowhere to go, and that was a DNF after only a few laps into stage 2. So anyway, we move on here, and already we tagged the outside wall because I was scared of making contact with the 47, but unfortunately it's just too late. We make contact with our rival of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in the 47 car, but we get a really nice run on this outside lane here, and we're going to get past the 47, cutting across his nose there. He can eat some of that. But Kurt Busch right now taking the lead here from Keselowski. He finds himself out in front. Of course, he is retiring at the end of this season, and he is right now above the cut line. So we'll see if the number 1 car can go and get his second championship. Obviously, his first championship coming in 2004, the oldest guy in the field. We'll see how he goes. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. all over the joint after hitting me in the back, and now he slides all the way back, and he's going to lose a lot of track position there. So hold that L, Ricky Stenhouse. But right now getting some help from William Byron, who's had a very poor season this year, as well as Kyle Larson. Actually, he has not had the wannabe debut at Hendrick Motorsports like he has in real life. So funny how that works out. But yeah, the 5 car unfortunately got eliminated from the round of 16 actually, and William Byron didn't make the playoffs after 3 wins last season. Of course, I've spoken about this very much, but he is helping us here get past Daniel Suarez and Bubba Wallace. Both of these guys, new teams for them, a new ride for them, and both of them won in their first season with their new teams. Bubba Wallace coming after the playoffs had started at Las Vegas, and Suarez made the playoffs by winning at Richmond all the way back in the first few races. Obviously, that's a long time ago now, and that 99 car hasn't shown a winning speed since then, but we are currently now looking to battle up into the top 20 here, which is not too bad here for our poor qualifying run, as we get past Chris Buescher in the 17 and pull a little slide job on Ryan Newman, who is of course actually in the round of 8 with us. He has been going under the radar this whole season. You know, he won the Daytona 500, but since then he was very quiet. And then as soon as the playoffs started, he and that 6 team has been on a roll. But Alex Bowman wins stage 1 here with MTJ coming in 2nd, Kurt Busch in 3rd, Logano 5th. So those are some stage points there for our competitors, which is obviously not good because we didn't earn any ourselves. So it'll be 4 tires and fuel and loosening the car up a little bit more just to try and get a little bit more speed out of the car for a little bit of handling loss here. But we'll see how we go, as Kevin Harvick actually has made his way up from the back. He got past us at the end of last stage. He actually drafted with me a little bit as well. Of course, he is my future teammate. Next season we will be with the 4 car on Stewart Haas Racing, taking over Almirola's spot in the number 10 car. I can't wait to unleash my new paint schemes. We're going to have multiple sponsors next season, so we're not going to see the same, you know, paint scheme all season with the Jack Daniels, but a little bit of a different color on the side. But yeah, Jack Daniels will be staying with Richard Petty Motorsports and Chevrolet, as we are going to move over to Ford and Stewart Haas Racing now, as we go behind Tyler Reddick, Ryan Blaney, and Harvick, who fight 3 wide. We cut in front of Quinn Houff, and we put ourselves up into 18th place here as we try and get some momentum here going on this restart. Of course, the positions we pick up here is what we should be able to hold on to. And that is going to be the best way for us to move up positions here at Kansas, is to get it on the restarts. But right now, kind of struggling to get past 18th spot here, as now we fight to the outside of our teammate Eric Jones in the 44 car, who's had a pretty quiet season to start his tenure at Richard Petty Motorsports. He might move over to the 43 car. We'll see what happens with that Jones boy. But yeah, we'll figure it out here, as now we find ourselves in 18th. We lose that spot to Jones, and we skip forward over 6 laps here, and we're still behind Eric Jones. The only car that got past us both was Kyle Busch, who's now made his way up through into the top 15 here. But now we've just been behind Eric Jones this whole time, now looking to the inside here, trying to get past Eric Jones. But yeah, for being the teammate, he made it very difficult for me to get past him. As now I'm going to try the bottom lane here. And as you can see, 164 miles per hour on the bottom lane. On the top lane, I carry about 172. So it's a shorter way around, but for me, it's somehow slower. It's weird how it works, isn't it? But yeah, we're going to end up having to settle for P19 here in stage 1, maybe, as we come to the inside here. But no, stage 2, we end in 19th place. Martin Truex Jr. picks up the stage win. He's starting to find some speed there in the 19 car. Hamlin up in the top 5, as well as Logano. Kurt Busch in the top 10. Harvick made his way up into the top 10, and it's starting to really show who's got the competitive cars here to go for a championship, and we are probably going to see ourselves go out this round. But, you know, we're going to try our hardest, see what happens. You know, anything can happen, of course, in the NASCAR Cup Series, but we'll see how we go here. You know, this game is kind of stupid, so we'll see what we can do here. As we go back green flag racing here from the 18th position, and look who's behind us yet again, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. And already he is going to my back bumper here, trying to unsettle me, trying to ram me, but it's going to help us a little bit here, going to the outside of Briscoe, trying to get past the 18th spot, and oh, there we go, finally. We get up to 17th now as Rick Stenhouse Jr. batters us into the corner, and yeah, nice work, buddy. He basically spun himself out, but he did make a nice save. But unfortunately, he's lost all the progress he made to get back up here. So, I mean, he's going to have to hold the L as we're going batter the outside while going into the corner. But we had a pretty good turn 1 and 2. I'm going to say maybe hitting the outside wall going into the corner is the way to go at this track. You know, I had my fastest turn 1 and 2 by doing that. But yeah, turn 1 and 2 is where I actually struggled most of this race. 10, 3, and 4 was where it was at for this car, but yeah, on the straightaways we're still lacking some of that speed compared to these 5-star car teams. Of course, we've got future teammates in front of us here of Briscoe and Custer holding down P16 and 17, as we're going to be P18 for the rest of the stage. That's right, from P18 from lap 25 all the way to lap 35, and now we are in danger of finally losing it. We didn't catch anyone. We're going to lose it now. But as you can see on the inside lane here, what's going on? We got some cars coming to pit road. I definitely saw that 22 car in there. Joey Logano coming in for a pit stop. Some cars are running out of fuel here at Kansas. I don't know why. They shouldn't have. I've got 6 laps extra in the tank right now. That's enough to make it to the end. I don't know what happened to the AI cars, but there's a few coming into pit road here. Some of the top runners, and all of a sudden, now we're in the top 15. You hear from our spotter, TJ Majors, that there's going to be more cars coming into the pit lane here, as now Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is somehow back up here after spinning out twice almost. But yeah, he looks right inside, and there you go. Harvick's in pit road, as well as Hamlin as well. So I don't know what they're doing, but they're throwing away all their track position. I guess they ran out of fuel. I don't know what's going on with them. As you can see, the 22 coming out of the pit lane. So, yeah, we're now battling for 10th place with Ricky Stenhouse Jr. And I don't know if you see out front, but the guy who won the championship last season, who's been winless this whole year, but consistent, Martin Truex Jr. comes across the line to win the Hollywood Casino 400, his first win of the season. He's going for another championship, looking back to back, as we're going to come and finish 11th place here at Kansas, which is not too shabby at all. But yeah, we're going to have a look at your final results here after such a crazy race. Martin Truex Jr. ends up first. Kyle Busch went from last to second. Kurt Busch ends up fourth. And then you see the rest of the top 10 there. Myself in 11th place, Newman down in 16th, and then you got all the guys that, you know, filled out the rest of the field, and then we'll take a look at the guys who came into pit road. So Hamlin 33rd, Harvick 34th, Logano 38th. That is going to kill them. Going to absolutely kill them going into the next races. And yeah, as you can see, there is your cutoff line. We have quite a few drivers with a safe points gap, and then you got Harvick, Logano, myself, and Newman below the cut line, as we will go into the next race at Texas. So we'll see how we go. But here is your race summary here from the Hollywood Casino 400. We get 11th place, 616k in the bank, and 230,000 fans gained. So very awesome to see that. But that'll wrap it up here for today's episode and for today's race at Kansas. I really hope you all enjoyed. Of course, now finishing up uni, we can finish off this season. But yeah, we'll see you all at Texas, everybody. We're rising.